Trump is facing a revolt on everything from the Epstein files to the high prices, and we're joined now by our friend, MSNBC analyst Jason Johnson. And as we scan the world for all the interesting people making their own citizen journalism and progressive commentary, I am excited to welcome the host of the David Pakman Show. A lot of people probably seen it on YouTube. They have over 3 million subscribers, billions of views, also author of The Echo Machine, How Right-Wing Extremism Created a Post-Truth America. I like Jason. I see him all the time. David, we're especially excited because you're new here. Welcome.
Thank you.
What do you see in a really widening revolt over affordability and the high prices, with Trump's usual propaganda apparently not working as well?
Well, there's two things here, and as is often the case, there's what is happening and what is it that was promised. One of the interesting things is that Trump's not a great liar in that he just goes, prices are down, and prices aren't down. Besant is better, where he will say, inflation has come down. And of course, this is sort of like if you were going 80 on the highway and then you slow down to 60, it's like day one of calculus. You're still moving forward and prices are still going up. And so when you look at the data from June of 23 until now, inflation has basically bounced between 2.5 and 3. Most of that time, Biden was president. It's lower than those COVID-era peaks of inflation. But the promise that was made was prices will come down the day I become president-elect, the day I'm sworn in, within 30 days, within 100 days. And so we should compare to what promise was made. And as you reported and Washington Post, New York Times have, prices are up.
Yeah. You know, Jason, I'm reminded of the old Mark Twain quote, what do the price of eggs and the Epstein files have in common? Trump lied about them and everyone's angry. Not a real quote, but we're just testing if people are listening. There is anger over him lying. Longtime Trump critics go, are you kidding me? This is the guy we knew. But politics is always about addition. If you add a handful of House Republicans who say they're mad that he lied about Epstein and they're going to vote on the petition there, it matters. You add MTG messaging on affordability, it matters. What do you see here in something that for many people might seem like obvious, but is hurting Trump's approval?
What's hurting his approval is that the thing that's wrong is a thing that we can all see and consume, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene saying, we still know the price of eggs is high is huge. And all right, I look at this from sort of where people spend their extra money, right? The restaurant industry has been in trouble since Donald Trump got in office. It has been hurt by his tariffs. You've seen McDonald's and Subway and Burger King and all these different places have to either slash prices or shut down stores because it's too expensive, but people don't want to spend their money, right? Now, we're all familiar with the basic economic principle, real G's move in silence like lasagna. One of the few places that has done well under these new tariffs is like Olive Garden, because they started affordability 2 or 3 years ago. So that's what Marjorie Taylor Greene and Republicans are talking about. You can tell me whatever is happening in Wall Street, but if I can't take my family out to dinner on a Friday without spending $200, I'm blaming the president.
Yeah. David, you see the subtle Lil Wayne reference from Jason Johnson. It's what he does. He does it on a Friday. He can do it in the middle of the week as well. David, you're in touch with your community directly, and I mentioned to viewers how large it is. I'm curious what you're hearing from people in the broadcasting you do, because the traditional media is useful for some things, but it has at times missed other stories or felt out of touch with the whole country. And the D.C. system, don't even get me started with D.C. elites and how much they've missed. So anything that you glean from what you're doing that you might share with us, I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm getting more personal emails from people in my audience, apologetic, saying, David, I love supporting independent media. It's so tight, I have to cancel memberships to people I support like you. Sure. And that is more than I've seen it at any time. And there's another economic indicator that I think is also a concern, other than just what's going on with my podcast, which is auto loan delinquencies, which can be a leading indicator of people starting to fall behind on their car payments, which not only is significant in and of itself, but if you lose your car, how do you get your kids to school? How do you get to work and keep making money? So auto loan delinquency can be a leading indicator of trouble to come.
Really striking. Jason, take a listen to this exchange with a Trump official from Sorkin.
Donald Trump inherited this broken economy. He's been fixing it. I'll tell you what.
The question is whether you think
the
tariffs are helping it.
I think he has been winning on the tariffs, without a doubt.
Winning in terms of the price for Americans that they're paying for goods?
Donald Trump and his administration have driven down costs on groceries. Gas is at a 5-year low, Andrew.
Then why are we making new deals why are we making new deals on coffee and bananas and other things?
Fair question, no good answer. That's, I should say, Emma, a member of Republican leadership, but it's the same issue we saw. I don't think everyone's following every detail. But you can see that they are trimming the tariffs that they know raise prices on household goods, and they don't seem to have a good answer for that, Jason.
No, they don't. And it also exposes the lie that the tariffs were supposed to help everybody anyway. And when he talked about particular items with different kinds of countries, we've seen, a 19% increase in the cost of coffee beans. We've seen, to add to what David was talking about, this is the highest rate of default on student loans that we have seen in this country in 5 years. I see that as a college professor. So when Republicans can't buy the story and regurgitate it back to their supporters, Donald Trump is not only failing to rally his people around his economic policies, he's starting to lose people at the margins, because a lot of these people who support Donald Trump, they're not hardcore Republicans. They're Trump supporters. So when he fails, they don't have an ideology to fall back on. Their dear leader has failed and they won't vote. And that's what we saw about a week and a half ago. That might be what we see next fall.
Yeah. Jason and David, thank you. We'll be right back.